I'm really excited to have a few different watercolor paintings that really mean a lot to me. These are paintings from artists that I really respect and admire, and these paintings have become a part of my home. And today I'm going to talk about a painting by Jospeh Zbukvic. You might recognize this painting because it's often in the background of my videos. Today, we're going to take a closer look at this painting, and I'm going to talk through the big ideas, the really important concepts that any watercolor artist can take away from his work. This is a street scene of Paris, painted by Jospeh Zbukvic. Now, if you're not familiar with Joseph's work, he's a world-renowned watercolor artist from Australia. He's won countless awards. He is a very sought-after instructor around the world, one of the biggest contemporary names in watercolor. He did a nice job of capturing the atmosphere of this rainy Paris day. If you're unfamiliar with Joseph's painting process, he is very big about working from a bead. And what that is working from the wet edge of a shape. So he might start over here on the left and work his way this way, and really looking for connectivity in how he paints. So he's always trying to work across his scene from a wet edge. So he talks about keeping the bead alive and working while the bead is alive. And so trying to find that large connectivity in your painting is one of Joseph's big ideas. Joseph is really big on calligraphy, on his brushwork. And he talks about how the large areas of the painting, like the sky and the ground, those parts of a painting can look very similar from artist to artist. But what really sets your work apart and makes it your own is your calligraphy. He calls it his handwriting. So if you look at some of these finer areas of the painting, he has a very rich, staccato, sharp edge that he creates. Towards the end of his painting process, he'll use a lot of very thick paint on his brush. And what he's doing is creating a wonderful juxtaposition of soft and lost edges and really sharp marks. And that brings me to his next big idea. That is working with opposites. You'll notice that, especially in the middle ground of his painting, he is really demonstrating how important this part of the painting is by using the power of opposites, using a hard edge against a soft background, using a warm color against a cool color, using a really bold light area against a really bold dark area. Where those differences really show up in the painting is where most of the attention is drawn to. So that's another big idea of Joseph's that we can really lean into, is use opposites to really define the most important areas of your painting. Another thing you'll notice about Joseph's work, if you see his reference photo versus his final painting, he changes a lot of the scene. He will move buildings around, he will change the atmosphere, he'll add shadows where there aren't shadows, because his ultimate goal is to create a very compelling image. That's another big takeaway that we can take from Joseph, is you don't have to be so literal with your painting. You don't have to copy your reference photo exactly as it is. Remember, you have the license. You are the artist. You are the creator of the scene. So you can move things around however you want them. One of the most inspiring things about looking at his work is seeing his body of work over time, taking a look at the real world, at what he sees, and seeing that translated into how he paints, how he puts it down on the paper in such a evocative, wonderful, dramatic way, full of emotion. You know, we're not all going to be Jospeh Zbukvic, but the way that he has developed over the years and the way he has dedicated himself to his craft is very inspiring. Well, if you are ready to take the next big step forward in your painting, I have a free video lesson just for you. The 7 secrets of fresh and powerful painting. Now, in this video lesson, I talk about how to plan your painting, how to mindfully paint your scene, and most importantly, when to put the brush down before you overwork your painting. Now, when you sign up for this lesson, you get 2 very important things with it. The first thing is my pre-painting checklist. This is something that you can take a look at before every painting to ensure that you're thinking through these ideas as you get started. And the second thing is my watercolor supplies guide. Now, if you have questions about paints, brushes, paper, anything like that, I go over all the supplies I use in my watercolor supplies guide. So if you're ready to take that next big step forward as a painter, all you have to do is follow this link right here to get the 7 secrets of fresh and powerful painting. I'll see you there.